And we're back. It's episode 11. What's up, guys?
Episode 11.
It's a big one. This is a good episode for everybody.
Ones. Two of them. 2-1.
I'm really excited about this episode.
Good.
It's funny. When I walked in the door, we had no idea what our episode was going to be about. We had zero topics. And then by the time, 5 minutes in, it was like, oh, yep, we got our episode.
And it's probably going to be the best episode we've ever done.
I think so.
Some quality content.
Yes. Let's just get into it. Roll the intro music.
Hey, feel I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Feel I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
Critically Unacclaimed Podcast. I am Tyler here with Brandon and Grayson. What's up, everybody?
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, this is a big episode. We got something special planned for everybody. I think so anyway. I think it's something me and Brandon we've been talking about doing for a really long time, and we're debuting it today, episode 11, and it's the perfect time for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I 100% agree. We're 10 episodes in. We're working on episode 11. We're really excited about it, and I can't wait. I can't wait. We're going to though.
We're going to
because you had some shit that happened.
No, it didn't happen. It was just a memory that I thought of randomly, and I don't know if I've ever told anybody about this, but it was so funny and awkward, and I don't know if anybody will even get like what the story is. Like, I don't even know if anybody
is
will
it
get
the first time that you had to put a book in front of your pants at school?
No, it's just a weird.
It's
just a weird coincidence. And if these people are listening, it's about a family that I seen at Entertainment. I'm just gonna go right into the story. So I'm at Entertainment, and I'm just like sitting there, and I'm like waiting in line. It's an Entertainment, for everybody who don't know, is like a used like DVD place. And this is several years ago when you'd buy like people, you'd sell DVDs, buy DVDs. I used to go in there all the time, pick up DVDs and stuff. I have a shit ton of DVDs that I never watch anymore because everything's done on the internet. But anyway, I was in there, and this family was in front of me, and they had this little kid with them. And in the guy's hand, he was getting ready to check out. He was checking out before me, and I remember because it's one of my favorite fucking movies of all time. It's The Fifth Element. So, do you know The Fifth Element?
Yeah, of course.
So, do you know the star of Fifth Element?
Bruce Willis.
Mila Djokovic.
Okay, and Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah.
And Bruce Willis's character. Does anybody know that character's name?
Mila
Corbin
Djokovic.
Dallas.
It's Corbin Dallas.
Okay.
Right? So this family has in their hand The Fifth Element movie. They have in their hand. They're checking out. They're buying it.
Okay.
Right? And I'm like, man, I should really tell them that that's like my favorite movie and that they're really going to like that movie, that they got a good choice. They're buying that movie. I should really tell that. But I didn't. And you know why?
Why?
Because the mom kept yelling at the little kid. And guess what the fucking little kid's name was? Corbin Dallas.
How do you know his last name was Dallas?
I don't, but she kept saying, Corbin Dallas, get over here.
You're kidding me.
Swear to God. So they're holding the movie with the star of the movie named Corbin Dallas. And I'm thinking like for a minute that these people have never seen this movie. But yet their kid is named after the lead of the movie.
Right.
Like I don't know if it's a coincidence,
It can't be a
or if it's their
That
favorite
would be
fucking movie and they're just
ridiculous.
buying it because maybe they've watched it
Right.
So I'm like, it's something that's puzzled me for the last like 15 years. Is like, do they know did they know when they were buying that movie that they named the kid after the movie that
So
they're
Corbin
buying?
Dallas, if you're out there.
If you're out there and you're about like, you're probably about like 18, 19 years old. If you are watching this, let me know.
Wait, how old was this kid?
He was like 3 or 4.
Okay, so he was not watching The Fifth Element. That is
No.
not a 3 or 4 year old.
He did not pick his own
Yeah.
name, I don't
Okay.
think. Yeah. So like, I definitely think that either it's a coincidence. I don't know. Like, it seems like it's such a weird coincidence, and it only happened to me. It's not something that
Right, you can't.
it's like a weird glitch in the Matrix. I don't know, but I almost want to be like, do these people love this movie even more than I do to name their
Right.
kid Corbin Dallas, or is this just an awkward thing? I should have asked and I never did, and it's tortured me.
If that was the case and they actually loved the movie, Do you think they're just buying up copies of that movie? Like, why would they be buying it in entertainment for the very first time?
I've thought about this. I've thought of different scenarios, and I'm like, so maybe they've just like watched that movie so many times that it's like all scratched up and it's skipping, and it's like their favorite movie, so they wanted to buy a new copy.
Was it a DVD or a Blu-ray?
It was a DVD.
So
it was.
This was before Blu-ray.
It was kind of before Blu-ray. Yeah, it really popped off.
You know, one time
this is probably 2008, 2009.
So maybe they only had a VHS copy and they were looking to digitize.
Okay, see that's another thing I thought. Maybe they just had VHS and they're just buying the DVD. You know, Entertainment was fairly new. People were buying DVDs. Maybe they just loved that movie, or maybe he did. Maybe he got maybe the dad got to pick the name and it's his favorite movie. I don't know. But I know that you could have knocked me over whenever that little kid was running and that mom's like, Corbin Dallas, get over here. Like, I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, this is the craziest shit ever. And I should have fucking said something. I should have asked them.
Yeah, man.
Well, now you just have 15 years of curiosity.
I know, and it's killed me. And I'm like, I'm reaching out. I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of this.
I now understand why you have an eclipse to your potential. This has been holding you back.
It may have.
This has been holding you back. This is literally you have to find this kid.
It may be. So if you guys know a kid named Corbin Dallas who's probably late 20s, maybe.
I once met a kid named Jack Sparrow at Red Lobster. Whoa. Is that kind of close too?
Like his real name was his last name was Sparrow, or?
Yeah, that's plausible.
Okay.
Like Sparrow.
So his name is
totally
Jack.
fucking
Sparrow.
with you. I'm fucking with you guys.
Well,
I just wanted to be cool like Tyler. I wanted a reason why I hadn't hit my potential either. Nope, just me.
All right, so that was my story. I just had to get that out there. It's a random memory that I bring up. I think about it probably once a year. When I'm watching The Fifth Element, I watched it. It's one of my favorite movies. I watch it about once a year, and I always think about that. You know what? In the world of intros, that was a pretty badass one. That was not bad.
That's a big one. Grayson,
what's up?
Do you have any weird talents?
I really don't.
Like anything that's just oh man, people wouldn't know that I was really good at this, or you're like, I'm surprisingly better than most.
I have a really high technical aptitude, so I can take things apart, put things back together. Electronics, I'm really good at.
Hey, you've been doing a good job though with the editing and stuff like that, and
Grayson,
editing all our intros.
A hell of a job.
That's definitely a talent, I think. That's harder than what. If it was easy, everybody would fucking do it.
I would say learning. Learning is my number one talent.
Grayson, if I haven't told you this, I'm glad I'm telling you on the podcast. This podcast wouldn't have gotten to episode 11 if it wasn't for your producing skills and your technical expertise. And that is very true. And the reason I know it's true is because we tried it 2 other times and didn't get past episode 4.
You just press the record button.
Well, we didn't have this thing.
Got the other stuff, and then that Week in Geek for those of you guys that are listening. The Week in Geek for the last 2 weeks, that intro, that was all Grayson.
Yeah, he edited all that together. We kind of gave an outline, and he put it all together. It's fantastic. What about you, Tyler? You got any crazy hidden talents?
I
mean, I like to try to make videos and stuff like that. I don't do it very often, but I always like to fuck with it, and I try to fuck with photography every little bit. I used to be able to draw, but I'm not very good at it anymore. I was really good at it. Won an art show one time. I think I brought that up on the podcast.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I keep throwing that out there. 4th grade art. Oh,
well, I don't know if you want to draw back to that, where you were kind of a dick.
Yeah, I was a dick, but I still won. So oh well. And it's still really cool that I won. And then what else was there? Yeah, that's about it. So just I just like the photography and video stuff, really, basically.
What about you, Brandon?
I've got 2. One, I'm really good at math in my head. I'm not timesing anything by pi or anything, which
Happy Pi Day.
But any kind of multiplication, addition, division, I can do that shit in my head.
How far can you go on pi?
Oh, no, I can't. No, that's what I'm saying. 3.14? You want me to times it, or do you want me to?
No,
how many digits?
Yeah, how many digits?
Oh no, I haven't memorized it. My memory is gone.
I want to say it's 3.14159, and that's all I can get. I think it's 0, 3, 4. I don't remember.
It's 3.14. It's March 14th. It's Pi Day.
Yeah.
Also heard of a Steak and BJ Day. That was also a thing. Did you guys know that?
A mistake in BJ Day.
Yeah, Steak and BJ Day.
Oh, steak and BJ.
Yeah.
I thought you said mistake in BJ. I was like, what do you mean?
Well, depending on the girl you're with.
Who's BJ?
I don't know if there's ever a mistake with a BJ though.
We've talked about that on the podcast too. It really just depends on if you're held at gunpoint in a cell phone store.
And you got iPhones.
So my other special ability, and I'd like for you guys to test me today, is I've always felt that I had an uncanny ability to play Kevin Bacon. You guys ever played Kevin Bacon before?
Yeah.
So
we've played it before. Like I've gotten close to stumping you, but you've always made it within the 6 degrees.
Yeah. So that is what I'm better at. Is making it to Kevin Bacon. Sometimes I can make it a little bit quicker than other people. I'm pretty fast at it. Like I think I could probably do it within 30 seconds.
All right.
No matter what. And I would like to invite you to stump me.
I'm going to stump you. I'm going to pull up a timer.
You're going to pull up a timer. Give me 40 seconds for the first one.
We're going to do a stopwatch, and we're just going to see how long it takes.
Okay, cool.
And so I'm going to give you a name, and me and Grayson, we come up with a name here.
I'm totally putting. By the way, for anybody that believes in conspiracy theories and that this is rigged, I can guarantee you that these guys would much rather me look like an asshole on this podcast than to like give me the name. I think this
is going to be pretty good. No, we did not give him the name ahead of time.
I'll tell you, if I don't know the actor, like I'll just straight up tell you I don't know the actor. If you want to you want to give me something they're in, I can probably work off that.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead.
We're getting ready. Here we go. The first name we're going to give is David Bautista.
David Bautista.
Starring in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He was also in Blade Runner 1949 or 2049.
He was in Blade Runner?
The Blade Runner 2049, the new one, yeah. He was at the very beginning.
Oh, shit. Okay. So, David Bautista. Okay, go.
Oh, we've been going.
Oh, wait. You already put it in.
Oh, yeah, I gave you the name. You have it from when I say the name to go.
Oh, well, okay, fine. David Bautista was in Endgame with Josh Brolin, who was in Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon.
Oh!
Jackass, fuck you both. You guys thought you had it. You played that runner. Like, come on. Come on. Do you have anybody else?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
If they're in Avengers, you better watch out now because like Josh Brolin and Hollow Man, I pulled that one out.
Oh well, I mean that kind of goes for we had
do the second name that I sent you.
Yeah, the other one was also in Guardians of the Galaxy. So
you don't want to do that.
So we're gonna go with Zendaya. Zendaya was in Spider-Man.
No, it was in Spider-Man, which was also with Josh Brolin.
Dude,
I'm telling you, Avengers has made Kevin Bacon super easy. You guys are gonna have to pull like a deep
Oh my gosh,
out.
we're gonna have to go deep, Grayson. Where do we got to go? Damn, I don't know. Like this is so hard. Is Kevin Bacon just that close to everybody?
No, I think the problem is that you guys got Marvel in the brain because of that awesome like
always.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Anything else?
And so many actors have been in Marvel movies now.
Do you guys want me to not use David Bautista? You want me to go a different route? Because I'll try. I'm happy to try. David Bautista.
What about like George Clooney?
Blade Runner.
George Clooney's been in a movie with Kevin Bacon, I'm pretty sure.
George Clooney?
Yeah.
George Clooney, maybe he's been in a movie with, but the one I think is George Clooney to Brad Pitt, Ocean's 11, Brad Pitt to Kevin Bacon in Sleepers.
Not bad.
God,
there's also so many like in Sleepers alone.
Sleepers has an amazing cast.
Tom Cruise.
So that you see, you're getting my strategy right. Ocean's 11, Sleepers, and now the Avengers really get you anywhere you want to go.
Especially with all these like kind of older actors who's made cameos, like what's Thor's dad and
Anthony
Hopkins.
Yeah, man.
That really connects you to a lot of different.
But
movies.
Anthony Hopkins wasn't with Josh Brolin. Like they've never been in a movie together, correct? I guess there's like an end credit scene, but I
don't think so.
That.
Yeah, I don't think that counts. So
what about like
Anthony Hopkins? Where would you do with him to Kevin Bacon?
Anthony Hopkins to Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
You want me to do like a weird one?
Just
I could probably do
the quickest. Do the quickest one you can think of. We've already gave up on timing him. That was ridiculous.
What about like Eddie Redmayne?
Eddie Redmayne. Is Eddie? Wait, okay, so that's the. I'm sorry, that's the guy from Fantastic Beasts.
Yep.
And Where to Find Him. But is that is that the main character?
Yeah.
What? Oh,
You got a few ways to get there.
I do.
Okay. So we're going Eddie Redmayne. Okay, we're gonna start. Hold on.
I don't know the name of the guy, and I don't know the name of his co-star. Oh no, this is. See, you guys got me now. Eddie Redmayne.
You're missing it.
I don't know anything else that he's in.
But who's out? Grindelwald.
Oh shit! Yeah, Johnny Depp.
Right.
Good call.
Like
good call.
that's a parachute.
That'll get you. Oh man, no, that's good, Grayson. You might be better than I am.
So do it. What is the connection there? Redmayne, do the whole thing. Connect it.
You want me to? Okay, so Eddie Redmayne to Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald, and then. No. I'm going to pick one that you wanted me to. No, we're going to do it. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to do it a different way. We're going to go Eddie Redmayne to Colin Farrell.
Oh, nice.
In Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Him. Colin Farrell is going to be in. He's going to be in The Recruit with Al Pacino. Al Pacino was in Sleepers. Yeah. Which is also Kevin Bacon.
Jude Law. You could have also gotten
Jude Law.
You could have
That's a good one too.
Law.
Yeah, but I didn't want to use Grayson's. You see, because it felt like cheating. And you're right, Johnny Depp does make it cheating. But the weird ones, man. Like I've done John Wayne. I mean, there's
Ben Affleck.
Oh, Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he's probably been in a movie.
Ben Affleck has probably been in a movie with Kevin Bacon, but I can't recall it. Ben Affleck's been in like 6 different movies with Matt Damon. Matt Damon was in Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah,
so that
Ocean's 11. You can't
you really can't pick an A-lister. But I'll tell you, like you can.
So does this everybody's talent? Like, did you just give the secret to just find the actor that connects you to Avengers? Or
the thing cards. That's the thing about Kevin Bacon though. He's been in so many ensemble pieces that's just been crazy good. Like I pulled that Hollow Man. That was kind of a deep cut. But like Kevin Bacon was also the prosecutor. No, I'm sorry, the defense attorney. The prosecutor in A Few Good Men, which had Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, I mean, I'll tell you, if you guys, if you wanted to go David Bautista and just pick another random name, I could probably do that too. I'm that good. I don't have to play Kevin Bacon. That's right.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. So do,
or if you just wanted to pick 2 random actors, I can probably bridge the gap.
Within 6 degrees? Like how many degrees?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Within 6.
Have I done more than 4?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Do David Bautista, Eddie Redmayne.
Well, I think we already figured out the launch there.
What would that be?
Well, I mean, like that one's so Eddie Bautista to Eddie Redmayne. I mean, if I can get to Kevin Bacon in 2 degrees from both those people, then I can get to both of them by 4 degrees.
Oh, okay,
right?
I guess so.
Like that, so that isn't really. You got to pick somebody weird.
Nick Nolte and Ewan McGregor.
Nick Nolte and Ewan McGregor. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Ewan McGregor. So let's pick. What is Nick Nolte going to? What Nick Nolte jam am I going to use? I'm going to go Nick Nolte, and he played the dad. What is that? Oh my God, I cannot. Gerard Butler. He plays. He's in the 3rd. What is it? Angel Has Fallen.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, so Nick Nolte plays his father, and Gerard Butler. I don't even know where I'm going anymore. Is that it was Ewan McGregor, right? Okay, so Gerard Butler is in. Gerard Butler's in a lot of stuff. Let's go with. Jennifer Aniston in oh crap, what's the name of the movie where one's a She shows up. He's a bounty hunter. Is it The Bounty Hunter? Is that the
Yeah,
name of the
I think
movie?
that's the name of the movie.
So, and Jennifer Aniston's on the run, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be great." Okay,
That's not Jennifer Aniston. That's
no, the other one's Two for the Money, but that's Katherine Heigl.
oh, okay.
But there is a Gerard Butler, Jennifer Aniston flick. You can look. I think it's Bounty Hunter.
Okay. I thought the Bounty Hunter was the Katherine Heigl one.
It might have just been Bounty. Maybe Bounty.
Gerard Butler. Little Google action.
What's it looking like?
All right, keep going. Keep going.
What if I'm wrong?
Oh, okay.
Okay, Aniston to
And you're trying to get to Ewan McGregor.
I'm trying to get to I was like, who am I trying to get to again?
Yeah, you left from Nick Nolte and you're trying to get to Ewan McGregor.
Well, now I'm just trying to get to Jennifer Aniston to Ewan McGregor.
Okay, yeah, it was Jennifer Aniston, the Bounty Hunter. You're correct.
Sweet. Okay, so
I don't know any Jennifer Aniston movies.
isn't Ewan McGregor in Jennifer Aniston to Brad Pitt in The Mexican. Where am I at? 4?
That was Julia Roberts in The Mexican.
Mr. and Mr.
Oh, it is. What's the Mr. No,
No,
that's
that's
Angelina
Mr.
Jolie. What am I thinking of? Jennifer Aniston. Oh, screw it. Doesn't matter. Jennifer Aniston to Ben Stiller. Along Came Polly. Along Came Polly. Ben Stiller. Or no, let's just do Philip Seymour Hoffman,
Okay.
and we'll do the same movie. Along Came Polly. Philip Seymour Hoffman to Ewan McGregor.
I feel like you're getting close.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But like
Ewan
I
McGregor.
feel
Wait,
like they
wasn't
would be-
Ewan McGregor in that like Who Done It movie? The Clue. What was that? How the knives? 100 Knives.
Knives Out. He was
Knives
that
Out.
was Daniel Craig.
That was Daniel Craig and Chris Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? You've got me. And I'm sure I'm missing like a bad one.
Yeah, there's.
I'm trying to think here. So the route that you went.
Is super weird. I was trying to be weird.
So the thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to look up Ewan McGregor movies. See, this is how we're not cheating because Ewan McGregor.
Spoiler alert: Nick Nolte and Ewan McGregor were in a movie called Night Watch.
Oh yeah, I've never seen that movie.
It's
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like an early 2000s thriller. It's really good. Ewan McGregor plays a night watchman in a morgue, and Nick Nolte is the day shift guy that relieves him. High suspense, lots of fun. Highly recommend you check it out. But I only said that just because those are so far off on the spectrum. But then they actually did have that movie together.
That is crazy. I've never even heard of that movie at all.
Did you Google that? Or did you just I've watched that movie?
I've seen that. It used to come on the IFC channel.
That is crazy. So you suck at that, Brandon.
You're right.
You're terrible.
You're right. I am awful.
Yeah, you were good at the Kevin Bacon, but you just
you're right. I have to have Kevin Bacon, don't I?
You have to have Kevin Bacon. You're no good without it.
I don't know that I'm no good without it, but yeah, sure.
Well, you're 0 for 1.
I'm 0 for 1.
Yeah, I don't know too many Nick Nolte movies. That's I was having trouble finding Nick Nolte movies.
I can name of a bunch. I mean, there's 48 hours with
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, and then you've got Blue Chips. But
So, if
surrounded
I'm
by
not
a
mistaken, wasn't Nick Nolte in Point Break?
I think maybe. I don't know.
Ain't that Nick Nolte?
No, that's the crazy one.
Yeah, he always plays like a
No,
crazy
who's
old
the
man.
crazy guy? He had a movie.
Gary Busey.
Oh,
Thank
Gary
you,
Busey. Gary Busey, yeah.
Yeah. Nick Nolte's been in a lot of stuff. He was in the first Hulk movie. The Ang Lee joint.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like.
Then you could connect to David. Is it Banner? David Bana.
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana. You could have connected him through that movie Closer with Natalie Portman and Ewan McGregor.
Nick Nolte was also in The Mandalorian.
Jude Law. I don't think is Ewan McGregor in Closer? That's
I'm pretty
Jude
sure.
Law.
No, ain't Ewan McGregor in it too? Jude Law's in it and Ewan McGregor. I thought.
You're talking about the other dude. The other dude is not that. The other dude is the guy that plays. What's his name? You know what? I just realized that I've ruined this podcast. We got to go another route. We got to flip this around. I know because we're just. I ruined it, man. I thought
you did
I had
fail.
a special
You
talent.
did completely, totally fail. But you also you accomplished what you said you would,
which was Kevin Bacon
with the Kevin Bacon.
Thank you,
and you were very good at that, and you're still pretty good at it. But I think I also am too, just because now I know your secret of using Ocean's 11 and Avengers movies and sleepers to connect everything together. And it's
A Few Good Men.
It's pretty.
Shout out to A Few Good Men.
That's pretty easy to do.
Saving Private Ryan.
So if anybody
Saving Private Ryan is a good one.
Anyone listening to the podcast now knows how to do that.
No, that's fine.
So you did teach everybody.
That's okay. I'm still really good at math.
Yes.
Whenever you play that game, do you include directors as well? Do you just
no.
actors?
Just actors?
Yeah.
I sometimes
because you could use Spielberg and get a lot
everywhere.
of places.
Oh yeah, you can get everywhere. True. Yeah, that's true. That's pretty easy. All right, so it's the big moment.
It is the big moment.
Do we announce it? Is that a thing? Are we going to announce it?
Okay, so for episode 11, me and Tyler wanted to do something super special. It's something we've done in previous podcasts.
We've talked about it for a really long time.
And we're really excited about it. And what better episode than episode 11 for the inaugural?
Just roll it.
You're simply the best.
These go to 11.
Top 11.
It's the top 11.
It's the top 11. Why isn't it 10?
Because this one goes to fucking 11.
This one goes to 11. And we have picked a pretty interesting topic. Actually, it might be basic, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I like this topic. So the topic we come up with was movie or TV shows to binge watch, like our favorite TV shows to binge watch. Now we put this through a algorithm that is top secret, only used by the Critically Unacclaimed Podcast, and it's a algorithm that takes so many variables into effect, and it takes all of our top 11 lists that we created and our honorable mentions, and it creates, based on this algorithm, the perfect top 11 list based on movies to binge watch.
So disclaimer. Oh no, go ahead.
No,
Grayson.
at first I thought he was full of it because I was like, no, there's no way. Then I actually look at this list. It works, guys.
It does. It worked. And the disclaimer is that none of our when we made our personal list, none of our number ones made it.
None of our number ones made it.
And that is truly because this is a comprehensive list based on
it's so crazy, this algorithm.
Critically Unacclaimed.
How this algorithm works is so crazy that none of our number ones made it, but a lot of our 2s and 3s did.
We agreed on the final list. That's what was wild.
I don't know. It's really crazy. But we're just gonna get into it because it's 11. This one goes to 11, and so we're just gonna jump right in there, number 11.
No, we're gonna start off with honorable mentions.
Oh, honorable mentions. Yep, we do have to do honorable mentions first. That's right.
So Grayson, could you give me your honorable mentions in the most, or the ones that you prefer most binge watch? And these are probably going to be ones that were on your list that didn't make the universal cut, correct?
Absolutely. And when I hear binge watch, this means when the credits roll, I'm not going to stop the next episode. So
that was your prerequisite.
That's kind of my.
You're I have to watch the next.
And then
episode.
I kind of rated the ones I've done the most.
Okay, fair enough.
My honorable mentions: Parks and Rec, just because great show. It gets better all the way to the final episode, and everything ties up nicely.
Chris Pratt.
I've heard so much good stuff about
Chris
that
Pratt
show.
too. It's awesome to watch his growth and evolution because you literally get to see him go from doofy man to Marvel superstar within that show. It's cool, and he maintains his same character, so it's funny to see that character go from out of shape to super duper fit because that's just completely out of character for him.
You guys remember Wings? You remember Wings?
Is that the pilot show?
Yeah, the two pilots. You remember the janitor or the maintenance guy name was Lowell?
No.
You guys don't remember Lowell? Lowell was played by Thomas Hayden Church, who ended up being Sandman in Spider-Man 3. That is a poor man's Chris Pratt right there.
That's funny. Another one of my honorable mentions, King of the Hill.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Absolutely,
pretty good.
It's a timeless show. There's
I always watch it after I got home from school. Like,
right.
It was always
Like I
on.
watched it back when I was a kid, and then even now, turning it on, some episode comes on. I'm like, this still rings true today.
Damn it, Bobby.
Right. Battlestar Galactica. It just makes me feel good. It's a great show, all about humanity and what it's capable of.
Did they make a? What's the movie? Did they make a movie?
There was a few, like Caprica was, I think, like a spin-off miniseries style movie. There was one about the Cylons.
What's the movie that John Travolta was in that I'm thinking of that probably wasn't Battlestar Galactica?
That's Battlefield Earth.
Okay.
Yeah, how dare you? How dare
that's a movie
you?
that I like. So.
That's for
this
another
is a topic
list.
for another
list.
This is another podcast. Like, y'all need Jesus. It's bad. All right, yeah, those were my honorable mentions.
Tyler,
Okay,
hit me with your audible mentions, man.
my honorable mentions are.
Oh, X-Files. That was my last one.
Oh shit!
Oh yeah,
Duchovny.
X-Files is a good one.
Yep.
My honorable mentions are. My favorite show of all time is Entourage. I just love that show.
It didn't make the list.
Didn't make the list.
You know why? Because it's not a good show.
I love that show. I'm sorry.
We have taste.
think it's
Jeremy
good.
Piven makes that show. I think.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great.
I agree with you there.
The other show I had on here was let's see, what was the other one I had? Oh, Wu-Tang. It's on Prime Video, and I may be getting the name of that wrong.
Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
never heard of this show till you brought it up.
Yeah, no, I had never heard of this either. Is that? Do you have another animal?
Yeah, it's called Wu-Tang: An American Saga. It's on
Okay.
Amazon Prime. It's awesome. They did the first season.
Is it about like the rise of Wu-Tang Clan?
Yeah,
like them getting together.
It's first point view of RZA.
Okay.
And him and all his buddies, all ODB, all them.
Ghostface
just
Killah?
Yeah, when they all grow up, as they all grow up, and how they kind of they're all trying to make it individually in the music world, and it seems like RZA's the one who's trying to bring them all together, which is pretty cool.
That sounds awesome.
He would say that in the show.
It's probably produced by RZA.
It is, yeah. It's produced by a bunch of them. I think it's produced by.
As you guys
Wu-Tang
may have
Clan.
already known, I was the hero of Wu-Tang Clan.
It is kind of put off that way, but it's cool though. It's awesome. I love Wu-Tang Clan, and it's just fantastic. My other honorable mention, I have one more that did make the list, and it should have, was Lovecraft Country.
It's a great one. I just haven't binge watched it yet.
Oh,
I kept up with it, but I didn't go back and watch it a second time. I really enjoyed it.
You got to go back and watch it a second time, because I watched it as it came out, as it aired on HBO, and you go back and watch it all the way through. Same with WandaVision. It's just so much better coherently and in like a whole movie form.
I
almost.
do find, especially with Lovecraft Country, the first time, I've only watched it the one time, I was so like on the edge of my seat and emotionally invested in everything. It's kind of hard to pay attention to the background details.
Yes.
So I think that's one thing that's good about watching
such a
something
good show.
the second time.
I'm
It
so
is such a
interested
great
in the series. Like, that's just one of the series that it's in my top series to watch right now.
There were
I
so
think.
many far out episodes too that
Oh,
ended
it's
up
just
tying it back
so
together.
fucking craziness. Like, all the craziness that happens, just ridiculous. Okay, so that's mine. What's yours, Brandon?
Okay, so I've got 4 honorable mentions. The first one I'm going to do a shout out to a classic honorable mention. So this is a classic sitcom, and I binge watch MASH.
Oh,
Alan Alda.
dude, I used to watch that with my dad all the time.
Oh
That was
my
just
God.
a classic.
That's how I started
Like
watching
late at night when there's nothing else on, you just watch some MASH.
There's so many good episodes. It's fantastic. I mean, there's nothing bad about that show, not in my opinion. So then the next one I wrote
Also, just on MASH, for being an older show, super funny.
it's also super relevant still.
Yes.
Like they do PTSD
Yeah.
and all sorts of, like, it was very ahead of its time.
Oh, 100%.
And yeah, so the second one is the one that I just finished binge watching, and that was Designated Survivor with Kiefer Sutherland as the President of the United States.
I've heard good stuff
Maggie
about that.
Q and a bunch of other, like, I mean, it was a really solid show, and so I decided it deserved an honorable mention. So the last 2 that I've got are ones that I've probably seen every episode at least 3 times, in some cases maybe 4 or 5 times. And one of them's Californication. Californication with David Duchovny. The writing is super. It's just so crisp and so funny, and the hijinks that the main characters get in are so outlandish, but not outlandish to the point that they're not believable in the world of like Los Angeles. So that was a big one for me. If you're a watcher under the age of 17, do not watch California Kitchen.
Oh, you should. It's great. It'll give you some. It'll give you some life lessons.
And then the last one is my like all-time favorite show, and that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
See, that would have made my list like initially because I watched that several times as a kid. I used to record it when I was a kid, but I tried rewatching it recently, and it just didn't quite hold up for me.
I will tell you, the first season is not very good. Like the first season truly isn't amazing.
No, the really gets better in like the second or third season.
Yeah, second, third season gets really good.
When Seth Green gets there, that's when it gets pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, Joss Whedon joint.
It's good.
A strong female lead, like which is kind of his MO.
And some of the I also like how they do the bigger overarching storyline. There's like each individual episode is kind of, it's not really a weekly thing. There's like
it's not a monster of the week.
No, they kind of have an overarching storyline, even more than like some of the shows that are on like CW and shit now.
I would definitely suggest anybody that hasn't heard of this show, because it did end in 2003, right? And I would have been 18 years old.
Yeah.
Which means it hasn't been on for 17 years. So if you're listening to this and you're like 20, 22 years old and have never watched it or heard of it, you should 100% pick it up. Grind through the first 10 episodes of season 1 and then give Buffy the Vampire Slayer its due. I'll tell you, the show really picks up. You'll
I don't know
love
about
the
that.
characters.
We got 11 other shows that I think are better to watch than that.
All right. Tyler, what's number 11?
Number 11 is Cobra Kai.
I heard big things, never watched it.
Best show that's on right now.
I don't think it's quite the best show, but it's definitely worth a watch. I actually had YouTube Premium for a long time, and I watched that on YouTube. So I've known about that show for like a long time before it dropped on Netflix. It just dropped on Netflix this year. I think
It's crazy because I started watching it on YouTube Premium, and then 3 months later Netflix picked it up.
Yeah.
So I watched every episode on YouTube Premium. I bought YouTube Premium, and then 2 months later Netflix.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't even.
It'd been on for years.
I mean, this is a whole nother podcast topic, but I don't know what happened to YouTube Premium. Like they had a bunch of good shows on there, and then they just kind of sold them all off. I don't know what happened to
Made a shitload of money.
What was that one that they had? I can't even. I think it was called Pulse, and it was a girl who could like teleport, kind of like that. You remember that movie Jumper? Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's that should have been on my honorable mention list, honestly. But oh well.
Jumper? That's
no,
a movie.
Pulse.
Oh, Pulse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Grayson. Announce number 10, sir.
X-Men, the animated series.
It's a classic.
It's just so great.
The theme song.
It's fantastic. Like one cohesive story. Like each season gives you a good chunk of like a full plot from episode 1 all the way to the finale.
Besides the comic books, it's the best representation of the X-Men that you can find.
And it's the only representation of Gambit
That's worth a shit.
That's worth a shit.
Well, no, I mean in the comic books he's pretty good, but I mean in like a movie form or live action form, or I didn't even live action.
If you're a casual fan, like wanting to get into it, just go to Disney Plus, go to the X-Men animated series. Anytime you see one that's like a part 1 of,
just start watching it.
Watch those chunks.
I would
you can watch the whole series, but if you just really want a diluted version,
like Days of Futures Past, the story they do on there does it justice.
The Dark Phoenix Saga.
Dark Phoenix Saga does justice.
When did that show pop on? Was that 91 or 92?
It was
like middle 90s.
No, I think it was 94, 95.
Okay.
And it ran until 97 or 98.
I have like this pure nostalgia bliss.
It ran 4 seasons.
Too, which is crazy because I would have thought it ran more. We also talked about this before the podcast. Both X-Men trilogies, quadrilogies, however many X-Men movies there were, tried to do the Phoenix Saga. Neither one of them did it as good as X-Men the animated
Not
series.
even close.
It went from 92 to 97.
I hope Marvel. I know they took a lot of inspiration with the animated series supposedly from the doing the old movie Snyder did, or not Snyder. What's his name? What the fuck is the dude's name?
Brian Singer.
Singer. Yeah, Singer took a lot of inspiration from those. So
pulled that one right out of my ass.
Right.
That was good. That was good.
I was really proud.
I had Snyder on the brain.
You brought some redemption to yourself.
But I hope
Thank
Marvel going forward kind of uses that animated series as a template to do their X-Men.
You just get all of the characters are true to the characters, like that. They don't. It just you get to see them grow organically.
Yes.
Like they don't force anything on the characters. You understand why they act the way they are. The decisions they make seem plausible. They don't do any things that are just completely out of the blue.
Agreed.
But also you get 5 years of shows to build that relationship and build those character arcs. So like it does work better in long format.
It does, and because there's so many different characters,
Right.
So like, and you really get a deep dive. It's highly recommended. I love it. I've watched it all the way through so many times.
And maybe if you have a favorite X-Men character, just give a quick Google like what episodes they show up in, and
because there's probably an episode where they're dedicated to half of it.
Absolutely.
And there was a Spider-Man the animated series.
It was really good.
It was really good too. Should have been probably an honorable mention, but they actually have a crossover with Spider-Man that's awesome.
Yeah.
So like it's a Spider-Man Wolverine basically crossover, and then at the end he fights with the whole X-Men group,
right,
which is fucking awesome. It's one of the
The
coolest
Apocalypse
things. As a kid, I
storyline
couldn't handle
is
it.
great too.
Yep.
Oh, it's the best. And the Archangel story. Oh, it's so good.
And Sinister God, animated series.
We got to keep moving on.
Yeah, we got to move on. But it's amazing.
Do you want
to
to hit up number 9?
Number 9 is Letterkenny.
It's a great show. It's so quotable. I absolutely love it. And I've during quarantine, I binge watched the whole thing, and I'm already caught up. And it's a lot of seasons, like 8 seasons. Like, I loved every episode. They're so funny. They just crack me up.
It's fresh. It's relevant. You're right. It's absolutely quotable. The writing's great. The comedy is great. All of the. Like, I don't know. I have a personal connection with pretty much every
tunas.
Squirrely Dan is the one that I relate to the most.
Oh, I know. He'd same here. I love tunas with sashimis.
I just don't think you're supposed to pluralize that like that. You don't put an S on the end of it.
Oh, that's so good.
Whenever I do my hillbilly voice, for whatever reason, it sounds like the not the Reverend, but the
McMurray.
No, not McMurray, the gay preacher.
Oh yeah.
You're just not supposed to do that.
All right, let's move on. Number 8.
Grayson.
Number 8, Rick and Morty.
I mean, what else is there to say? Like,
This would have actually been higher in the list if Mike was alive, to be honest with you.
yeah,
I'm so happy this made the list.
He would have put it at number 1.
Rick and Morty was like 100% his jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm glad it made the list.
The thing that I like about Rick and Morty, it's I can run it back. When the season finishes, like I'll start episode 1, season finishes.
Yeah.
If there's no more episodes, I'll just go back and start it again and watch through the whole. It's just so watchable. It's funny. You
can watch so many episodes back to back. It's like if you're talking something you can binge watch. This is it.
There was a year that every time that I got drunk,
you watched Rick and Morty?
to meet my friends at the bar, I'd just go, Pickle Rick!
And I always end up gravitating towards something else every time I watch an episode. That's one thing. It changes kind of as you grow. The show kind of changes and your perspective's a little bit different.
Another thing, great storytelling. The storyline in general is just really good.
I love, like, it can be up, it can be down, it can be sad, it can be funny,
be dark.
It can be dark.
It can be really lighthearted.
It's just really, really a great show.
Yep. Shout out Mr. Poopy Butthole. May you rest in peace.
He just got shot. He's recovering.
Number 6.
No, 7. Right?
Oh, number 7. Sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tyler. Number 7.
Yeah, it's Game of Thrones, and I love this show. It's one of my favorite shows. It was like number 2 on my list. That's why I probably made it.
It's crazy because Game of Thrones isn't the very first episode I ever watched of Game of Thrones was the Red Wedding. That's the very first episode I ever saw. I was watching it. I was at Mike's house, and they were like, "We got to watch Game of Thrones," and I was like, I'm just not into it." They're like, "Yeah, you should be." And then I watched it, and I went, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
It was a reshot. It was the first episode that popped up because it was the Red Wedding, and then was the last episode of a season 2.
No, it wasn't the last episode.
Was it?
No, it was number 10. The way they do that, they do 10 episode seasons, and it's always number 8 is like the real impactful one.
Yes. Okay. So that was the first episode I ever watched. So the only binge watching of Game of Thrones that I did, because at that point I watched every single episode every single Sunday that it was on.
Yeah.
And so was just to catch up to the Red Wedding. I watched the first and second season and binge watched it to the Red Wedding. But 100%, like, it is one of those shows, though, that I'm not going to binge watch for a while, but I'm very much looking forward to 5 years from now going back and rewatching it, because I'll forget some of the shit that happened.
I've rewatched the show so many times. Probably watched it like 4 or 5 times all the way through, and only watched the last season because I didn't like it. I know everybody hates it, and I didn't really like it. I've probably only seen it 2 or 3 times. But yes,
everything else is
during
so
quarantine,
good.
I watched it a lot.
Like the first 3 seasons are phenomenal.
There's
like it
fantastic.
really is some crazy good storytelling, phenomenal television. It's entertaining, great special effects. But yeah, you might like it all the way to the end. You might be really disappointed.
You're going to be disappointed with the last season, 100%. But I mean, come on, like the Battle of Bastards, like you can just put that on and watch it, and it's fucking awesome.
Hard Home, that episode.
Oh yeah,
that was a phenomenal episode. Like some great action sequences.
And it's short. There's only 10 episodes. You know, they're barely an hour long a piece. Some of them, I think, in the last season they're a little bit longer than.
How many seasons were there?
8.
8. So 10 episodes a season.
No, season 7 had I think 8 episodes, and then maybe it did have 10 in season 7, and then the last one only had 7 or 6.
It wasn't very many.
I don't remember.
Maybe 8. I can't remember.
So at the end of the day, like there's probably 80 hours of binge watching.
Probably close to it.
All right.
But I love it.
At least 50 hours of enjoyable binge watching.
It's highly recommended from Tyler over here.
I'm also a little bit jaded, so don't take my opinion.
It got me into the books. Like I love the books and stuff. So like the whole lore and the history of that show is awesome for me, and that's what I love about it. So I could rewatch it and
also,
catch little things.
Admittedly,
that I've never catched.
It's the closest representation that you could possibly get to the books. I don't see anybody else doing a better job. Other than the last season.
Really, where the show ended, I think the 7th season, I liked it. I know some people had problems with it. I thought it was really cool how they did the 7th season, and I thought it really set up for a really good A season, and then they just butchered the A season. It sucked. But all in all, though, there's 7 awesome episodes and 7 awesome seasons of TV to watch there.
Number 6.
Stranger Things.
It's
a fantastic show.
No, I can't wait for the next season.
Yeah, I thought it was coming this year, but it's not coming until next year.
A lot of fun.
Really? It's not coming until 2022?
No, it's coming this. I'm sorry.
This year.
I thought it came out last year. I thought I seen it drop, and I was so excited. And then I found out that they just re-released the season 3 right around 4th of July. Because that's when it took place, and it fucking pissed me off.
The reason that I put this on my list is binge-worthy. I don't know that Stranger Things... I love Stranger Things. I don't know that it's top 11 favorite shows, but that's not really what this was. This wasn't top 11. This was top 11 binge-worthy shows. And I will tell you that every season that has popped up on Stranger Things, I've watched within 2 days of its release.
you just sit down and you just consume the whole thing.
Yes. I'll watch almost like 5 or 6 episodes. I'll stay up till 3, 4 in the morning.
I mean, it's a 8-hour fucking movie basically, and you're just going to sit down and watch the whole fucking thing.
And it's fantastic.
It's also built for binging. The way that the episodes end,
and the pacing,
the way that it starts, it completely makes it so you want to.
It's probably the only show about children that 3 grown men in their 30s should be allowed to talk about how they just love watching so much.
It is. It's fantastic though.
I don't know. There's some like Pen 15's hilarious.
I haven't seen that one.
It's very funny.
Never seen it. All right, number 5.
Number 5, The Mandalorian.
It's great.
Again, this is a we're just throwing it out there. So like all these shows we really like, obviously they made the list.
My caveat to Mandalorian is, although I try to binge watch it, I do. I try to make it to episode 3 before I start watching it. It's only been two seasons, right? Both seasons I've waited till episode 3 to start watching it. My problem is that I watch those 3 episodes, and then every week, as soon as it pops on, I'll
you're
watch
watching it.
Yeah, so
But
it's not
it's-
really binge watching. I
See-
will watch that week to week, and I will probably do that next season as well.
For me though, I rewatch it though. I wait for them all to come out and then I rewatch it all together. Every season individually, and
especially
it
now that it's
paces
all
like
out.
a movie. It's like like when you watch them all together, it's like watching a movie. And the episodes are only they're less than 30 minutes each. Most of them,
especially this season 2, like they really do like a whole emotional ups and downs,
Yeah.
and lead you through the whole season.
if you're just looking for something to sit down and watch, like you got a weekend and you're just going to do nothing but like crank back with some medication and tune on your favorite movie, then there you go. Like that, I think The Mandalorian works.
the first season especially, you don't need any contextual Star Wars knowledge whatsoever. It's just a good
I think it's great if you're wanting to get into Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely get into it, and you don't need to really know anything.
right. Even season 2, you don't need it. It makes some moments more awesome. But
Some-
Yeah, no, because there's a lot of lip service to the fans in
Some.
that show. So
and it's more establishing more mysteries.
But I think
none
that
of
all
us
that
know.
stuff is where you can kind of figure that out later and go in and be like, oh, if you like Ahsoka Tano, you can go in and find out where she's from and like watch those shows.
Exact, because not everybody watches like the animated Clone
No,
Wars
and
or all of that.
one
But
of
still,
the-
there's still awesome characters to show off.
Me and my brother are actually going through and watching all of Clone Wars, and it's actually really good. It could have almost been an honorable mention, but it's so much.
There's
is the
so
only
much
reason.
of it, and you kind of have to be a super fan to watch
Yes.
all of. You really do.
You really
like-
do. But I love Star Wars,
Yeah,
so I'll
exactly.
do it.
If you're a
But-
Star Wars super fan, check it out.
and honestly, that may be why Mandalorian made the list. I don't know, but
Grayson, what is number 4?
Raised by Wolves.
I'm so happy that it made number 4
Me
because
too.
I am
It's
so
a brand
stoked.
new show, and it's so good.
It was on both mine and Grayson's list. Brandon hasn't watched it yet.
No,
but
I haven't.
The reason why I say binge worthy, like it's binge watchable, every episode ends, and you need to watch that next episode. You absolutely have
It was
to.
so. If you haven't watched the show yet, I actually am happy because you don't have to sit through a week trying to think about what's coming with this fucking
texting
show.
you, Tyler, and being like, "What the hell is going
What
on
the
with this
fuck
episode?"
is this? Yeah, what
And
is
then
this?
Even the series finale.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I can't wait for this. And I know that I heard it got picked up, and I'm super happy about it. But the cast is phenomenal too.
It's like it's high concept sci-fi. Lots of like what it means to be human.
But it's not too far out there.
It's not. It's very relatable.
Yes, that you get lost in like some sci-fi stuff. It's just too far out there, and people just get so lost. This does not. It's something that's awesome. Like it's just really good television.
It's telling human stories at
Very
the end of
much.
the day.
And it's got that history. The same thing with Game of Thrones. Like
It has a very rich lore that you don't.
where you're trying to figure out kind of the backstory as much as you're figuring out the story that's going on around you at the time.
Great acting too. Great writing.
Yeah, it's got the dude from Vikings. I don't even know his name,
Yeah, me neither.
but I like Vikings. That's another one that's pretty good.
The two actors that play mother and father are also phenomenal.
Oh, yeah,
the,
they're
the
great.
Children actors also really
really good. Yeah, it's good stuff.
I really-
Check it out.
children
HBO Max has it really going on
Number
for me.
3.
Band of Brothers.
Another HBO Max.
Band
Band
of Brothers.
fantastic.
If you have not watched Band of Brothers, it's a series, right? It's just a 1-season series.
it's a mini series.
Yeah, and it is.
There's
by
nothing
far
more-
easily.
It could have been number
binge-watchable.
one in the terms like the algorithm kind of pissed me off with this one because it could have been number one because you only binge watch it. Like you sit down
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch Band of Brothers. You're not going to pick an episode.
Right.
No.
You're going to watch all
You have to
10
kinda
or
start from the
episodes, like 10
beginning.
or 12 episodes. I don't remember what it is.
Because it does present World War II from kind of a start to finish perspective. Like people going into basic training, being deployed throughout the war to liberation to shipping back home. Like it does a great job of showing like each little phase of what was going on in the war.
It's so good. Like I mean, there's it and it holds up. It's like even though that was made, when was that made? Like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like you can watch it now and the graphics hold up. Like everything holds up. The way they
Steven
shot it.
Spielberg.
He's a producer. He didn't direct it. It had a couple different directors. I think every episode had a little bit different one.
I think
A lot of big actors come from that though.
Tom Hanks' kid was in it. Colin Hanks.
Colin Hanks
in
was
some
in
of the
it,
later
but
episodes.
Mark Wahlberg's brother, Donnie Wahlberg, and he's went on to have a pretty good career. And there's a
David Schwimmer.
Schwimmer was in it. There's a couple of other actors. I
That
can't think of their
redheaded
names.
guy.
Wahlberg. Did you guys just say
Yeah,
Wahlberg?
Donnie Wahlberg. Yeah.
The main character that falls, the redheaded guy, I see him in TV shows all the time.
Yeah, he played. He was in another HBO show. He was in. I think it was Boardwalk Empire. He played. Was it Al Capone? He played. I think it was Al Capone.
I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I can't remember who he played, but Boardwalk Empire is one I need to go back and watch. That's a pretty good one. But Band of Brothers, absolutely love it. Any thoughts on it, Brandon? For you?
Band of Brothers is fantastic. If you guys are in a mood for a war movie, like forget about the movie and just watch Band of Brothers.
It's really between two, like Saving Private Ryan or Band of Brothers, right? And they're kind of like almost seem like sequels. But
Yeah, I would argue that
Band of Brothers feels more of like a documentary because it encapsulates so many aspects of the war, whereas Saving Private Ryan is just it's about the storytelling of Saving Private Ryan.
And it's a made up story. Band of Brothers is not. Band of Brothers is told by the actual people. There's actual people. They actually show the actual guys who they're old men at the time when it was being filmed.
I actually read the book in high school.
Oh, really?
It's just a collection of like interviews with the soldiers in the E Company of the 101st Airborne.
That's who it follows. Yeah, it's crazy, and you should look into them. They did actually a lot of shit. That's why they made a show about them.
Right. All the episodes about the Battle of the Bulge during World War II were pretty incredible because that was like dark times for the American troops. In the dead of winter, the Germans like rolled all their tanks out and like in a final ditch effort to try to win the war.
One of the only times that I was ever shocked by a television or movie and I was just blown away was Band of Brothers whenever they showed the Auschwitz camps.
Right, the concentration camps. Absolutely devastating.
It's still rewatching it makes you sick to your stomach, and it's just like
that's one thing that show did so well is it put you in the perspective of the troops finding that.
Seems so real,
right? Like imagine fighting for months on end, and then you find
it's crazy.
People in such a worse situation that you've been complaining about. Your frostbite on your toes, being cold, no rations, and then you roll up on a concentration camp.
Do you know what the title of that episode is called?
What was it?
Why We Fight.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's so perfect.
It's crazy. All right, number 2, Brandon.
Number 2. And this is fantastic. It's actually the only sitcom that made the cut, and that is How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother is probably my favorite sitcom of all time.
It's my favorite sitcom of all time. One of my favorite shows of all time. Probably number 2 to Entourage.
Is Barney Stinson the single best character? Like, me and Randy just watched this, by the way. Like, we binge watched through all of How I Met Your Mother.
I'm on season 5 right now.
I don't think I'd ever binge watched it. I had watched a lot of the episodes, and so had she.
You never watched them in order?
No, never watched them in order until just recently.
I'm still trying to figure out where that fucking pineapple came from. But the this show for me is one of my favorite fucking shows of all time. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm not a sitcom guy. I don't really like those type of shows. I don't like Friends or anything like that. This show just does it for me.
My favorite part about this show is how they tie in things. Like they were talking about that goat in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
Like 5 years before they actually told the episode of the goat in the bathroom.
It's awesome.
The Slutty Pumpkin was like 3 or 4.
The callbacks.
Yes.
And
no, it's fantastic.
I also love the connection between nerd stuff, right? Like Ted and Marshall could be me and you, Brandon.
No,
they love Ghostbusters. They love Lord of the Rings, and they love
Randy
Star
says
Wars.
I'm Ted because I correct her when she says words wrong, which I corrected you when you said.
Yes.
But when anybody says inciting an erection, you have to correct them.
Depends on what they were doing.
But yes, they like. I mean, we quote Star Wars and we quote Ghostbusters and all these things, and Robin is literally probably my dream girl, honestly. Like in that regard, and and I don't know. I love the show. Like it's one of my favorites.
All right, so we're up to number 1. Let's do a recap real quick. Number 11, Cobra Kai. Number 10, X-Men, the Animated Series. Number 9, Letterkenny. Number 8, Rick and Morty. Number 7, Game of Thrones. Number 6, Stranger Things. Number 5, Mandalorian. Number 4, Raised by Wolves. Number 3, Band of Brothers. Number 2, How I Met Your Mother. And now, number 1, Grayson, insert drum roll right now. No, you didn't actually. No, Okay. Everything I said about you being an amazing producer, just throw it out the window.
Top notch. Top notch.
Number 1, Tyler.
Jericho.
Jericho.
So I'm
Nuts.
This is nuts. This is one of the first shows that whenever I first got Netflix for streaming that I watched, and I watched it after watching it, I watched it again, and I was like, why did they quit making this show? Like, is there another season coming?
Yeah,
and it pissed me off.
I have to agree with you. This was the first show I heard about being binge watched.
Yes.
Like, it was like the rise of Netflix streaming. It showed up on like your popular. This might be something you like.
Yeah, you might be interested in this.
Yep,
Like,
watched it. I'm like, this is incredible. And then first season ends and there's nothing left, and it leaves this giant hole. That first season ends open ended. And what's going to happen? How do we know?
Didn't and they end up doing a second season.
They did,
because it was one of the only shows due to fan outburst that they did an 8-episode mini season on,
just to tie everything up,
just to kind of wrap things up. Yep,
and it was good.
Very upset about the cliffhanger. The other thing is when Netflix got it,
Skeet Ulrich, right?
they were in constant talks for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, about continuing it,
season
making
3,
an original.
finally
I think
shit
it
the
was.
bed.
I think it didn't. Netflix just wasn't big enough yet to pull it off.
Yep.
And by the time the interest had died down enough that they didn't think it would be worth it. And I'm here to say that it's number 1 on this fucking list, and it should be continued. And we need to see it. We need the rest of the series.
Just so you guys,
all those actors probably don't want to do it anymore. Like, I think they've probably moved on to.
They have Morgan
He's in,
from Walking Dead,
right?
which Walking Dead didn't make the list, which is crazy.
Which is also, he's the same character in both those shows.
Basically, yeah, he is the same character. But I actually like his character better in Jericho than in Walking Dead.
just so you guys know, season 3, Civil War, is actually you can get an ebook.
It's a comic book.
Wow.
You can get it as a comic book
Yep,
too.
absolutely. Which they
If
did
only
that.
I
They did
could
that with a
read.
lot of those. Buffy the Vampire
Yeah,
Slayer
it
actually
it-
had a season 8, 9, and 10.
Oh, I think it's on
comics.
like season 14.
Yeah,
like
I know.
they keep doing it. I think they keep
But
making that comic.
Jericho got converted to a comic book.
They need to just make it, man. I want to see it. I want to know what happens. I want to see the Civil War between the West and East.
I think people are over the apocalypse stuff.
You think that's what it is?
I think, like,
man, I love
like
dystopian futures
Me too.
and stuff like that.
Done
so.
right. We've seen it so many times. It has to be original now. Like, we have to have some original aspect of the apocalypse, and we've seen so many. Same thing with zombies. Like, we got.
Is
to
it
that-
over? Zombies
we
over?
got to that market. Remember when we got zombie everything.
That is true. I love zombies. I was into zombies way before anybody
Right,
else
me
because I
too.
love George A. Romero stuff, and so I was always big into those. When what was it, Land of the Dead come out?
Yeah.
I was super pumped.
I'm hoping
that movie sucks.
I'm hoping that
Land of the Dead is really bad.
But
Dawn of the Dead is a
I
really
love
good
it.
movie.
Well, which one? The Snyder?
No, yeah,
So,
the new one.
Yeah, okay. Well, that one's second. That's
Zack
not as
Snyder's
good as the
supposedly
original.
working on a new.
No, he is. It's coming
Dead-
out.
of
I
the
seen the
Dead
trailer.
movie,
Yeah, it's on. It's coming to Netflix.
What's it called?
War of the Dead.
War of the Dead.
Yep.
I'm
it's
kind of
supposed to be a
into it.
continuation of his Dawn of the Dead.
which was
What's-
really good. I really enjoyed his.
You know,
Dawn
a
of the
movie
Dead.
I was super disappointed in. What's that Bill Murray jam that just came out with
Zombieland 2.
Oh no,
The Dead Don't Die.
Dead Don't Die.
Yes, I was very
Wasn't it with Adam Driver?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
very
fine.
disappointed because I honestly, the preview, like I was like, this is gonna be my new favorite movie, and
But-
then I watched it, and to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I was
I liked
I
it
was not
because
there.
it was so meta. Like,
It is very
That's
meta,
what I like.
but-
It knew exactly what it was doing. It was completely aware of itself being a
It's-
ridiculous zombie movie with
It
stupid
seemed-
characters and everybody.
It had some
says-
good one-liners. Adam Driver's fantastic in the first half of that movie.
Right, the little thing like the Dead Don't Die song being on the radio all the time. Every
Yeah.
time they like, I thought that was like all those stupid little things, but like that's not why people watch movies. But,
No.
yeah,
But anyway, back to Jericho because we're not giving it enough credit. We switched
we
talking
really
about
didn't.
it.
So
And it's too
Jericho
good.
is only one season of 22 episodes, and then one 8 or 10 episode
Eight
season.
episodes
Eight episode
season.
So it doesn't take much. It came out in 2006. We were in the middle of a war.
And the story is so good. I don't want to spoil it.
what's
but
a little bit of like the synopsis for the people that are completely
It's-
unaware?
So there's a nuclear attack that attacked 25 cities in the United States, and this is the aftermath of what happens after that happens.
And Jericho is a small fictional town in Kansas.
Yes.
and it's just really
It's like
about,
right in the middle of
really about
Kansas.
how those people survive after all of government and everything.
Communications,
kind of
power. You know, the power grids are out because the EMPs of so many nukes knocked out, and so it's just like kind of a recovery. What would happen in like these small towns? Kind of, I feel like it'd be kind of what would happen.
Exactly.
You
It
know,
seems
around
so
every
true.
little small town. Like if something like this
The
happened.
factions that pop up for protection, like that, it seems so plausible. People bartering their goods. It just
It's
seems
got a big vibe with. There's also another subplot in it that's pretty cool, kind of a mystery, and it has a lot of Red Dawn vibes.
Yeah. No, I would give it Red Dawn.
So if you like Red Dawn, if you like that movie, definitely give Jericho a try. Definitely give Jericho a try anyway. If you just like again are sitting down to medicate and need something to watch, you know, for like 30 episodes.
It was also 2006. You said.
Yeah, I think
when
so.
It came out. So like practical effects. There's not going to be any CG.
No, and
I don't remember any computer graphics whatsoever.
I don't. No,
All-
very few. Like
practical explosions.
It's really
It's low budget.
It's,
Like,
it's
it's
a
not-
low budget. It was on CBS, so I mean, it's not like a huge show, but I mean,
There were lots of gunshots. Like there's plenty of
a lot of
guns
gunfire and a lot of
all that.
action, a lot of suspense, and I do like Skeet Ulrich too.
Right.
Like he's
There's
cool.
some car stunts.
Yeah,
It's good quality show.
Good stuff.
I enjoyed it, and it got brought back by the fans. That's always admirable.
it makes it worth watching. Like if you know that like the fan outburst was so harsh that CBS had to bring it back.
Right. There's some good like motivational speeches too, like when your back's against the wall and the
Oh,
enemy's
yeah.
coming in, get you pumped
There
up.
definitely is never give up
Yeah,
attitude and
yeah.
stuff like that.
It's good stuff.
But all right, guys, that's our top 11. Hit the music one more time, or the intro. All right, guys. Well, that pretty much does that wrap it up for this episode?
Yeah, absolutely. We did 2 hours last week, so I thought, this would be good. I love the fact that we did we didn't really give homage to the 10th episode, other than we were like, "Yay, it's 10th episode."
No, because we
And
go to
this-
11.
And in episode 11 was the special episode where we were just like, "Fuck it, let's just talk about some pop culture," which kind of goes back to our like origins.
I
right?
love it.
That's the thing we're kind of the
I
most
think this is
into.
awesome. And let us know in the comment, on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you
Email.
follow us at, email. And
Where would they do that at?
Brandon, where can they do that at? You're the promo guy now.
You can find us on Facebook at Critically Unacclaimed. You can do our profile or our page. You can check out our website at criticallyacclaimedpodcast.com. You can also find us on Twitter at unacclaimedpod. You can also find Tyler in particular at untylerhicks on Twitter. And of course, you can listen to us on Pandora, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, and anywhere else that you would like to listen to this podcast. We seem to be fucking everywhere.
Except for Apple Music.
Except
I don't
for
know if
Apple
we're on there
Music.
yet. But we're getting there.
We're getting there.
But you can, if you have an Apple, just download another app or go to Spotify. Everybody has Spotify.
Right.
But anyway, let us know what you think of our list. Like if you guys like these shows, if you guys are binge watching these shows, if these are ones that like you watched, didn't like just let us know what you think of the list.
Unless
and if
you
you like
didn't
our
like-
top 11 format, if you think it's something we should continue doing maybe later on down the road.
Yeah, if you want to know each of our individual lists, let us know and we'll share those out.
I
with you
will.
guys.
Yeah.
I will say this.
I might put it on my Twitter later. I might just tweet it out.
If you watch Jericho and you were like, meh, it was all right, don't comment. Just don't. You're not entitled to your own opinion at that point.
No, you could comment. I mean, just know that we'll probably hate you forever. But other than that, you can still comment.
Unless you're one of our 15.
Unless you're one of the 15.
Yep. All right, guys. Really appreciate you listening. And, of course, like, listen, and subscribe to any Critically Unacclaimed outlet.
Yeah, watch back episodes. If it's your first one, check them out. They get better as they go along, so they're not as good as the early part. I guess, maybe. I don't know. But check those out, too.
We'll beg to differ on that. So long, guys.
See ya.
Like Ruby. Straight to the stage, they love me. I understand they hungry, but please don't hate, that's ugly. I've been sliding, shaking, moving. I've been popping in my city. Shawty say she love the way we do it with me. I be too turned up to ever give a fuck. I ain't come to argue, let a nigga fuck. They been talking pennies, I need bigger bucks. About to catch a flight, I need to switch it up. Got that black boy joy, might do my dance on him. Take no no disrespect, might put my hands on her. Hit this chicken, now she wanna marry me. But she gon' need some closure and some therapy. Came back to the city with my bank account on F. Giving rappers hell, I know they happy that I left. Hit the south in winter, I just put down my deposit. 82 degrees, I left that jacket in my closet.
Bill, I'm in the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up. They got amnesia, don't remember how they played us. They wanna knock me down, but somehow I just stay up.
Hey, look, came in with the what's that? Left out with the who she? Laying game like 2D, I been kicking shit like Bruce Lee. Margarita to the brim tip, black denim need a slim fit. Same people that I flex with be the ones that I'm in the gym with. I'm a living legend, you a dead cause, and I'm dead ass. No, I'm dead, right? Leaving early, but I'm here night. Long and short to keep the head right. Teed up out in Malibu, got sand all in my good shoes. Press a nigga with the pessimism, but I only came for the good news. I am the show that they came for, hitting the target I aim for. We been discussing the contract, just telling they get what they paid for. I am not fucking with poverty, really it started to bother me. I need the yacht with the property, that come with the view that you gotta see. Came up from the basement, hit the rooftop with a passion. Bad bitch with some good credit and a good sense for the fashion. Dope blowing with the left hand, ass gripping with the right hand. Uber share to the airport, I'ma hit you back when my flight
Bill, I'm in
land.
the mood for a switch up. I hit the function, hit the rose till I hiccup. I hit the stage and leave with money that's a stick up. She picture perfect, so I told him I'm a flick up. Bill, I'm in the mood for a change up. I leave the city and return with my change up.